Hello everyone, I'm Jessica Shells from Fluid Web Works, and this video post is going to be reiterating a point I've made in another video but in greater depth, and that video was on producing your own Facebook page. Now recently I've experienced a few people, whether they're service professionals or businesses, that want to develop their presence on Facebook and have been really tempted to use a profile, set up a new profile to do that instead of a page. And I think it's because it's just what they're used to. They're used to using a profile, but I want to just break down for you the real benefits of using a page instead of a profile, both from performance, from the way that you can use it to promote your Facebook page and your business, from the insights that you get and the functionality, but also to really talk about the pitfalls and where you could come really unstuck if you do use a profile instead, and some really big warnings. So if you pay attention to this, if you sit up and pay attention, then you will really, really thank me later on. Okay, so let's get started. Hi there, so I'm logged into Facebook as myself, but I'm also on my page, which is Everything for Redheads. I was going to show you a profile and a page after each other, but actually I figure time-wise and just for usability, if I just show you around a page, show you the aspects, and I can tell you what a profile doesn't have in comparison, and if you don't believe me, then just check your own profile as an example, assuming that you have one, so it's probably better. There's some really, really important points that I'll bring up at the end, but in the meantime I'm going to talk through the really great benefits about having a page, and as I go along tell you what the profile doesn't have. So just starting off here, your profile image and your cover photo are the same sort of layout as with your profile, so that does look similar. When you come down to the name, that's different because it's Everything for Redheads, but you could, as a profile, call it what you want. Underneath I've got a bit of an about section here, and I've also been able to decide what type of page I have, whether you're a personality, whether you're a community, a company. There are a few different choices you have when you create your own page, and there is of course a website link here as well. Now along here we've got a like button, but with a profile you have add a friend. The good thing with a like button is somebody can like and it automatically updates. If they add you as a friend in your company, then they have to wait for then you to go on and approve that before it works, unless you've added them. Here we also have a whole list of different ways that you can use this information. If you're just visiting this page as somebody else, then you can add this to your list of interests, to your page's favourite, and do all sorts of little things as well, depending upon your role. So here we've got photos, YouTube, Pinterest, and email sign up. I've also put some other bits here. What these are is apps that I've added, and I've had the choice to be able to add these commercial elements. And the great thing with this is that I can cross-pollinate different online platforms and really build up my online presence as a whole with these applications. With a profile, you do not get these options. You get photos, events, a map, notes, and subscription, I think, like something like that. But you can't add these applications because they won't work for profiles. They only work for pages. So that's, another problem. Just to actually illustrate one of these, if we just go onto the YouTube tab, then you can quickly see it's really easy to add as well, any of these things. I'll do another post to show you how to add apps to your Facebook page, but this is one of our most recent YouTube videos here. We've got some of the bits and bobs here, and all it is me adding it as an app. I've been able to search here YouTube and follow the links, and make sure that it says app underneath, not page, because that won't add anything to your own page. Okay, so moving on. As we scroll down, you can see that there's quite a lot of content here that we've added only from today. If I want to make sure that one particular post always is at the top in a prime position, no matter how many other posts and videos and pictures and whatever I put up here, then you can make it pinned to the top, which is what I've done just here, which is why this is at the top. This was posted 6 hours ago, but I posted this 2 hours ago and it's beneath it, so you get to control where things are showing, which is good. They used to do a featured thing, but they don't do that anymore. You can also advertise a page or advertise activity on a page or promote it, do a sponsored story, something that you can't do with a profile, and they are very likely to be shared. Another thing that you get here, that pin thing is not on a profile, by the way, and the ad thing isn't on the profile either. Here you've got status, photos, videos, and events. You do get those things with a profile. However, if you add this plus button, you have here question, which you don't get with a profile. And what a question is that you're able to add a survey which people can select from a load of poll from. You can add your own poll options. So as an example, I've asked before, what do you think to the word ginger? Do you find it to be offensive? And if somebody does, then they can say yes, or you could also put in things like, no, it just depends on the intent, or prefer the word redhead, or something like that. And you can use it to create conversation, and then that shows up in their activity. It's a really good way actually to get people talking and actually sharing your content online. So that's quite useful as well. Now, apart from the actual functions with your main page, you also get some amazing insights, which you do not get with a profile. So I'll just click this button up here, and you've got these notifications. Once you get a decent amount of people on your page, then there's a lot of activity, and it can be quite difficult to handle, maybe if you've just been away from the computer for a couple of hours. So it's really helpful, believe me, to have this option to see all the notifications and see if there's a comment that you need to check or any activity that you need to check on. New likes, also helpful, and you get these sort of insights compared side to side, so you can see how many people that you're reaching with your activity, and what kind of content might be driving that as well. So that's useful. Now you can see that I'm logged in as Jessica Shales, but I'm still able to see any of my pages easily without having to log out and log back in again. In addition, if I'm just going about my business on Facebook, I will still be alerted to anything on Everything for Redheads, so that's quite helpful. There's a great Facebook application for a Facebook Pages application for iPhone, and I'm sure for Android, but also your page information will show up while you're just in your Facebook on your mobile device as well. I only really have the iPhone, so I'm not sure about Android, but that's also really useful, so you don't have to log in and log back out again. Right, as well as this admin, as well as the benefit of not having to log in, log out and be able to see all the stats, you can also use some brilliant promotional tools. So I'm just going to go into here, to edit page, and you can just change different settings here. You can sort of experiment with this and change your username and do bits and bobs. But the really gold stuff is just here. If you go to resources, and then a few different things here, but I would then go to use social plugins. And this you do not get with a profile, and it is almost worth having a page by itself, if nothing else is. Here we have a like button, which I'm sure that you would recognise, where you can you get a bit of script and you can use it for an individual page or a product, or for your Facebook page or anything. You can get this like button, get the code and paste it into your website quite easily. Send button as well, subscribe, comments, recommendations, blah, blah, blah. The one I think is really useful is the like box. I'm going to show you how I've used that as well in the past. So here you just change this to the URL of your Facebook page. So for this example, it's everything for, right, if I can spell it, just click down here, see how it quickly updates. And you can change a lot of aspects about this. So I'm going to get rid of the stream, it's easy for me to say. Maybe the header, which is find us on Facebook. Don't need that necessarily. Okay, I'm happy with that, and then just get the code. And then go to iframe. You want to copy that and then paste it into your website. Now, just to illustrate how this works in practice, I'll go to Everything for Redheads. And you can see at the very top, we've got this little like button. You could not do that if you were using a profile. So someone can click on that, and as long as they're logged in or have been logged in their Facebook profile at some point during that session, they don't then need to go to Facebook. It will just automatically update, and they can then post it as well, which makes it really useful for them. In addition, if I just go to the blog, I'm going to show you another little tool that's been really nifty. Down here I've added the box which I talked to you about, following the exact same process. And then if I go down here, this is a guest post that somebody did, Embrace Your Fire, a manifesto against bullying. It's the Mercer County Parents and Students Coalition Against Bullying. really, really good post. And at the end, I wanted to be able to share and promote their Facebook page. So I found their Facebook URL and follow those same steps I just showed you in order to get the code that I could paste in here. So you don't just need to do it for your own page, you can do it for anybody else's, and they can just like without having to go to Facebook in order to complete it. Right, if you are not at this point convinced that it is worthwhile for you to have a page instead of a profile, then let me tell you something that may well be a clincher. Once you have numbers that are really worth caring about, then Facebook may start paying attention to what you're doing. And it is against Facebook's terms and conditions for you to have a profile which is a repeat or a copy of another profile. So if you have two profiles by the same name and they know, they will close one or both of them down. If you have a profile that's obviously representing a company, a community, a group or anything like that, again, it is against Facebook terms and conditions. And once you have numbers that are worth caring about, that's when they'll shut you down, or that's when they can shut you down, and you'd have to start all over again. So it's worth just at this point to just make it a page. Don't worry if you're a personality or an individual or, you know, like a public figure. There is a choice within the pages categories for you to choose. I've just gone here to where you can create a page. If you just go to facebook.com/pages, then you can see that you can select from here local business or place, company, organisation or institution, brand or product, artist, band or public figure. So even if you're just one person, it's worth creating a page if you're going to use it for any kind of commercial use, but also for privacy, entertainment or cause or community. So it's not just for big companies either. I hope this has persuaded you to please use a page. If not, please tell me. I would really like to know why you would want to use a profile. And if you do want more content like this, then remember to subscribe to the newsletter at fluidwebworks.co.uk. Subscribe to the channel at YouTube, and if there are topics that you're really interested in seeing in the future, then please let me know, either by commenting anywhere on the website or sending me an email, info@fluidwebworks.co.uk. Until next time, thank you.